Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the air signs and the person on your mind. Air signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never solicit for private readings. I do offer private readings, and the information, if you'd like to sign up for it, can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, but I will never reach out first. So, air signs, whoever you're thinking about right now, whoever's kind of taking up a lot of your brain space, that's who we're talking about today. So I'm going to use the Divine Animal Oracle for your overall energy and the Wild Unknown Tarot for your tarot spread. 4-card spread, 4 cards clarifiers. The first 6 cards I will just read as a general overall reading, and then the last 2 cards will be your advice from spirit. So air signs, wow, tremendous card. I don't think I've ever gotten this card for anyone. It's the peregrine falcon, and the word is observation. God, look at this. Can you see? So it's kind of like a pharaoh Egyptian type person standing here, kind of touching the third eye area of this falcon that just so massive. It takes up just the entire area of the card. Numbers 25, which reduces to a 7, a chariot card, Cancer energy, in the major arcana. So right away, I mean, just the sheer scale, it just feels like this. It's just overwhelming air energy, I guess is how I can describe it. Like, air signs are often represented by birds, crows, falcons, sparrows, bats, whatever flies usually represents the air sign. And so it's just like overwhelmingly your energy. It wasn't like that for earth signs. Earth signs had a completely different vibe to them. And even, I think because I'm feeling that you're in your energy, I feel more energized by it. Oh, wow. I just sneak peek. You got the Daughter of Swords, so another air sign. So let's just pull out all the cards first and see what the overall reading is. I think one flipped out. No. Nope. Okay. You did get one card that is similar, oh well, to the earth signs got. So if you have prominent earth placements, you may want to watch that too. So this is the regarding the person on your mind. As I showed you before, we have the Daughter of Swords, we have the Magician, major arcana, we have the 5 of Pentacles, earth energy. So Magician can also represent Gemini energy, the great manifester, the individual who has the power of all 4 of the signs of the tarot, that can create something from nothing, that uses the resources at his or her disposal to manifest and to attract. So very, very powerful energy. Daughter of Swords, Page of Swords talks about curiosity, this kind of twinkling here. This was also in the earth sign reading. Twinkling here, though, I see it as kind of light bulbs going off over your head, like I've got this idea and this and this and this and this and this, right? I could manifest all of it. I could do all of it. I could make all of this happen. And then there's this card, which it almost looks like that flower is crying, right? Five of Pentacles talks about being left out in the cold. So, air signs, is there somebody here that you've been trying to manifest? Have you been trying to manifest somebody, a love interest, or manifest an opportunity, manifest somebody that can bring you an opportunity. Because I see you with that curiosity and those ideas, and you have the determination to do it, but there's something here that's been making you feel left out, right? It's so funny because the Daughter of Swords, Page of Swords, typically talks a little bit about the internet spy, a little bit of spying energy, and guess what? This card came out as observation. So you must be looking at something. There's something that you're very, very, very invested in. Like, it's like, you know how, I don't have children, but I can imagine this scenario. You're asleep in bed and the kids are in their room or whatever, and all of a sudden it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and you just open your eyes because you're just like, okay, I gotta get up, and like your kid is standing right there staring at you like, Mom, Dad, when are we gonna have breakfast? Like, can I watch cartoons? Blah, blah, blah. You know, like really up in your face, like right here, like up in your face, like. But that's your energy to someone or to something. Now, I'm being called to say, you gotta just like maybe chill out a little bit. Maybe it's a little too overly zealous, because clarifying it is the Father of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Empress. Major Arcana, representing Taurus energy, number 3. So, reading these all together, well, first of all, can we just talk about the fact that this is like a cobra, right? I think it's a cobra. I don't know my snake varietals, but I'm pretty sure this is a cobra because it reminds me of G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe, great American hero. What was this guy's name, though? There was like, well, there was the Cobra Commander. I don't know how this is relevant, but it may be relevant to one of you Geminis out there that likes G.I. Joe, or maybe you're attached to somebody who's in the military. Like the whole theme song of the 80s G.I. Joe is going through my head right now. There was Cobra Commander, and then there was like his snivelly little sidekick who was just super annoying. And maybe he was just like overzealous. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. So maybe G.I. Joe, maybe the military corresponds to something in your life right now. Father of Wands is typically somebody who doesn't let anything stop him as the divine masculine. Could represent a woman, doesn't have to be a man. We don't have to look at gender at all. It's just divine masculine and feminine energies. Interesting that the Father of Wands is represented by a snake here, because holding that wand seems kind of awkward, doesn't it? Somebody who is absolutely determined and can strike at any moment. Can strike at any moment. Just like a match. Can strike it at any moment. That it lays dormant until it is provoked. So is there somebody in your life here that you're trying to provoke? Are they an Empress energy? Is it a little frustrating? You know, are you having to kind of chase after them and say, hey, come this way, come towards me? And they're just like over here being their Empress selves. The Empress in the tarot represents somebody who's the great attractor, the receptacle, the receiver, the fertile one. Like the Empress doesn't chase after anything because divine feminine knows who they are. They're so confident in their abilities, in their abundance, that they allow the flow of the material world, the energetics, to flow towards them. right? Because it's represented by a tree. A tree can move this way and this way and this way and this way, but it's not getting up and walking towards something. No. That energy comes straight in, and there could be something here where you're just like, I'm going to make my move, and I'm going to show you what I'm made of. And, you know, because this card is underneath this one, right? So are you feeling a little left out? I mean, I'll be honest with you, air signs. I'm laughing because I identify with this to a certain extent. I'm gonna just say it, and just with like so much love. Like, are you coming on too strong? Are you coming on too strong? I feel like what I really want to say to you is that you don't have to try so hard. Like, this dude is trying really hard. You don't have to try so hard. You are wonderful in your own capacity. And whoever this Empress is, they're fine. They're fine, you know, where they are. That's great. But it's almost like, if you're going to manifest something, manifest abundance that comes to you. I do not chase, I attract. I do not chase, I attract. Like that mantra. Keep it going in your head, right? And you're taking steps towards your own success. We don't just wait for things to fall into, like, the Empress isn't doing nothing, right? She's heavily, heavily manifesting, but she just doesn't chase it. She envisions it in her mind, conceptualizes it in her mind, and allows, and is observant, right? If we can talk about observation, observant of the opportunities that are around her, and makes connections where she sees fit. Like, there's a lot of wisdom with the Empress. The Empress is my favorite card in the tarot, so I have a lot to say about it. I mean, there's so much wisdom in the Empress. I'm always asking people, are you in your Empress energy? Or are you in your Knight of Wands energy? You don't have the Knight of Wands, but it's just an example. Knight of Wands is somebody that's like riding in fast on their horse, quick in, quick out, a little unreliable, a little flash in the pan. So I feel like there's a situation here where you may be coming on a little too strong. And Spirit's advice is one of the toughest cards in the tarot, which is the Three of Swords, clarified by the Six of Wands in the reverse. So I don't usually give readings like this, but I'm going to give this reading to you in terms of the person on your mind. Spirit is kind of saying to me, cut your losses. Cut your losses. Like, this card is a card of victory, and you got it in the reverse to clarify a heartbreak, heartache, disappointment card. This is what I'm going to say to you. It's what is meant for you will never pass you by, right? There's that saying that a lot of people in at least a lot of tarot readers that I watch, but I believe that. It's hard to believe it sometimes, but at the base of who I am, I believe it. But it's hard when you want something so bad, you want it so bad, and it's just not coming, and you're just impatient. I've waited long enough, Spirit. Why isn't it coming? Why can't I? It's not in divine timing. I'm going to say this to you. Do you want to be, no, it doesn't have to be like a love interest. Maybe you're just like looking at a new friend group, or you really want a certain job and want to work with a certain person. If I told you that that person was not in their highest vibration that would match you, would you still want to be paired up with it, right? Like, if I told you they weren't in their best, they weren't operating under their best auspices, like their best behavior, their highest selves, would you want to be thrust into a relationship with a person like that? No, of course not. Of course not. I feel a sense of admiration here. Like you admire this person because they are an empress. They are the highest of the high in terms of who they are as a human being. And maybe it's you that needs to do a little bit more work. That's okay. Let's humble ourselves and like recognize that, right? We can all work on some work. You know, we can all do that. But if you keep going at the pace that you're going at, it might not end up the way that you would like. So stay the course. Yes, you can be observant, right? But to attract what you want, you have to become that thing, right? You want to be the thing that you attract. So let's just say you want to attract a love partner, and they have to be nice and handsome or beautiful, or they have to have a good job, and they have to have, you know, this and this and that. Whatever your list is. Are you all those things? Because it's unfair for you to want that from somebody else and then like you're not that, right? So Spirit is kind of showing me this beautiful card of the Magician to say, this is your power. This is not the other person. You are the Magician. You are the one that can make it happen. Right? Underneath this is the Seven of Wands lighting the way. Right? Striking the match, lighting the way. It's up to you to initiate that ascension for yourself, that elevation for yourself. I'm going to pull one more card for Spirit's advice. Ten of Pentacles immediately came out in the reverse. Ten of Pentacles talks about finances or material world concerns. They're in the reverse right now. So maybe in terms of your finances, your job, your situation, your living situation, I just heard. Maybe you live with a whole bunch of roommates and you're trying to move out so that you can have a life of your own that's in private and whatever. Work on yourself. Work on that first, and all the other things will fall into place. Okay, because it still showed up here for you. That's a beautiful card. It's like you're one step away from that success. At least the success that you have in your mind of what is successful. That's different for everybody. Not everybody wants to be a gabillionaire, right? You know, yes, it's always nice to have money so that we don't have to worry. But that's not actually everybody's goal. So whatever success means for you, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of energy in this reading, but it was a toughie. It was a tough one. Stay in your element. Use rationality at this time. Don't get too carried away in baser concerns, right? Like if you're attracted to somebody and, you know, they just seem like they have it all, you're just looking at the surface. If you really, really want to get to know them, then observe. Not in a stalkery, scary way, just observe, you know, what they're passionate about. And then ask yourself, what are you passionate about? What do you bring to the table, right? And also observe their shortcomings, because everyone has them. It's almost like Spirit's telling me to tell you, don't put this person on a pedestal. They're just a human being. And focus on yourself. Focus on all of these good things that you have to offer another person and continue to improve. So that's your reading, air signs. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe to this channel. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you so much.